Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. Today I'm going to be doing something kind of a little different. It is more of my own journey and what I'm doing to restart my fitness journey and my fat loss phase again. I've just kind of been like starting it and stopping it and working out and then eating kind of like junk, and I just know that I want to feel good in my swimsuit soon, so I want to make sure that I am tracking what I'm doing, and I wrote down a full outline of everything that I'm going to be doing. So if you want, you can follow along with me. I'm going to be doing this is pretty much my lifestyle, but I'm going to be trying to be really on track for the next 6 weeks so that way I can see a big difference. I'm going to be showing you like how my body looks right now, and then in 6 weeks I'll give you guys just like a side-by-side of the progress that I've made. So let's just jump right into the video. Okay, so I have like 10 tips or 10 steps that I'm going to be doing. My very first one, which your very first one needs to be also, because that's like the main tip that you're going to always come back to, is your why. What is your why for wanting to lose the weight, wanting to lose the fat, and your overall reason. So my why is pretty much just to feel good, feel confident, and I kind of need to make this a little more in depth with my self-love, because I feel like a lot of the time I'm always doubting myself and putting a lot of pressure on myself, and it shows. So it shows in my body and how I just give up, and then I'll go back to doing good, and then I'll stop again. So my why is to feel good about myself, to feel confident in my body, even if it is for looks, to look good in my swimsuit also. You know, like everybody wants to feel confident. So that is my number one, is to make sure you have a why and you always come back to that, because that is something that will always keep you motivated and that will keep you going. Okay, so number two is going to be making sure I have my exercise on point. Like, I'll have a plan. My plan that I kind of wrote out is just my days that I'm going to work out and my off days. So my workout days are going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then off Sunday and Wednesday, and Saturday is going to be optional depending on how hard I pushed or if I'm sore or if I need that extra off day. So it's either going to be 4 days on and 3 days off, or 5 days on and 2 days off. So that is number two. So make sure you have a plan and you know what you're going to be doing. Write out your exercise for each one of those days, so that way you know that you're going to be staying on track and you're not just going to the gym unprepared, because I know what that's like. I just look around and walk around and do a bunch of nothing, and then you run out of your time. If you have an hour time that you're going to be there, you run out of time because you're really not doing anything. You're just wandering around doing a little bit here and there. So make sure you go into the gym with a plan. Okay, so my third goal is to stay hydrated. So what I do is fill a gallon jug. I bought a gallon jug of water, and then I just keep refilling that one every night. Like, I'll put it in the fridge. I haven't been doing it for the past few days. I just keep grabbing bottles of water, which isn't helpful because then I'm not actually tracking how much I'm having or what I'm having, if I'm having some here, some there. So what I like to do is get my gallon of water, make sure it's full at the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, make sure I drink it all. I'll just keep refilling it in my cup, so that way I'm not drinking straight from the gallon, but I know that I'm getting my gallon of water, and that's my own personal goal. So if you guys want to make sure you're getting in a gallon of water, that would be super helpful to start off with a gallon, or just if you have like a large size water bottle and you know you need to fill up 3 of those per day to hit your gallon, do something like that. And just make sure you're staying hydrated and you always keep it near you. That way you know you're always getting your water in. Okay, so number 4 is tracking my macros, and I've been tracking macros for I think 4 years now. So I'm really familiar with it. I know that it works. I know that I don't have to give up any foods. And the only problem with tracking macros is making sure you're tracking everything you eat from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And I'm really good at the beginning of the day, but then by the end of the day, I've just given up on actually putting it into MyFitnessPal, and then I'm like off with my numbers and I just go to bed. I probably have an extra protein shake usually at the end of the night, and I'm like, whatever, I didn't hit my numbers today, I'll start over again the next day. And that's what keeps happening over and over. So I need to make sure I finish my diary and close my diary out at the end of the day, because I know, you know, macro tracking is what's going to make the difference between achieving my goals and not achieving my goals. So that is number 4. I also wrote down that instead of just filling my macros, because since you can eat whatever you want, filling them with a bunch of junk food and, you know, fast food and whatever, I want to fill them with like a lot healthier foods, making sure that I'm making my food at home. And if I want something, like if I want something sweet, I can have it. I can, you know, make sure that it's something small, like I'm not eating 2 huge pieces of cake. If I want a piece of cake, have a small slice of cake or something like that, or a small candy or something that you really enjoy having. If you know you like having ice cream, look for healthier options of ice cream. I really like the Skinny Cow, the mint chocolate chip's really good. It's high in protein, and that's like an easy way to have like your treat and still make sure you're not eating a bunch of junk. So that's tip number 4, is just making sure I'm hitting my macros and staying on point with my food. Okay, so number 5 goes in with number 4 kind of. It's just eat when I'm actually hungry, listening to my body when I'm actually hungry, not eating like on a certain time schedule, because like I've been doing intermittent fasting and I feel like sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't do it. I don't follow exact time schedule. Like I'll just eat when my time's up, even if I'm hungry or not hungry. So I kind of want to change it up and eat when I'm actually hungry and listen to my body, and not fill myself just because I have the food there. If I don't want to eat the food, save it for a little bit later, but eat when I'm actually hungry and stop when I'm actually full, knowing that I have to hit my macros, but still not overstuffing myself to the point where I don't want the food. So just making sure that I'm listening to my body. Okay, so number 6 is staying consistent. Like I said before, like I'm good at the beginning of the day, but then by the end of the day, everything has like gone wrong and I don't finish my food. Maybe I don't exercise till the end of the day. So staying consistent and sticking to a schedule is going to be like super important for me, because that's pretty much what I fail at. Like that seems like that would be a lot of people fail at staying consistent, because you can do it, you can start, you have a lot of motivation at the beginning, but then by the end you've just given up. And I'm sure like you can relate to this, that it's so great at the beginning and you're super excited to do it, and then like that excitement wears out and you know you failed, and that's what's happened to me a lot. So staying consistent and sticking to my routine is going to be really important. So making sure I'm scheduling it in, writing it down, and if I have that scheduled in, I know I'm working out that day, I'm going to do it and I'm going to get it done, and not keep waiting till the end of the day because I have the time in the morning to work out, but I'll keep pushing it and pushing it, and I'm like, I'll do it in the afternoon, and then I end up leaving it till the evening. So I want to make sure that I write out what time I want to work out, what my workout's going to be, and stick to that. And then when I have my off days, stick to my off days. Okay, so number 7 is writing out in a journal or whatever, a piece of paper, it doesn't really matter, writing out 5 positive things about myself, which I feel like is going to be really hard to do, because it's always been a struggle, like to stay positive or say positive things about myself or say what I like about myself. So that's something that I feel like if I do a little bit each day, it'll get easier and easier. and it doesn't have to be like, oh, your hair is great, this or that, but just things that I know are good about myself that I'm doing, or something. It doesn't have to be about how it looks, like, oh, I've done this great today. So I just need to figure out how to write things out and think positive about myself to help me with my journey, I feel like, because I doubt myself a lot. So I don't want to write things down positive about myself because I think there's not a lot of positive. So I think if I start writing stuff down or reading affirmations or something like that, even I've looked on Pinterest and there's a lot of stuff on there, so I can just look on there and get some inspiration from that and just start writing some positive things about myself. Okay, so number 8 is to unfollow and stop watching people on YouTube that aren't inspiring you or helping you in some way. Like for me, it would be, I need to go through my Instagram and like unfollow a bunch of people that I guess that I like judge and compare myself against, because I know it's not always real, it's not always what they actually look like, or it's Photoshop or whatever it is, but I'm thinking like, why can't I look like that? Why am I not getting that progress, or whatever it is. So that's going to be a big one, is to go through and unfollow a lot of accounts and stop watching people's videos that I know are not helping me to move forward. 9 is to track my progress. So what I'm planning on doing is making sure that I'm keeping the journal, my schedule, and tracking my progress by getting my measurements. I weighed myself this morning and it was 120 pounds, like almost even. So I have that, so I just need to do my measurements, and I want to take a picture today and a video today, and then every week do the same thing in the same outfit. I think I'm just going to do it in my swimsuit so I can see like the biggest difference. So I want to make sure I do that every week. So just staying consistent and tracking my progress, and not getting obsessed with weighing myself, because I'm not really like that. Like I'm not looking at the number as much as how I feel. Like what bothers me the most is like getting bloated, and my stomach bothers me the most. So it's not really the weight, it's just about making sure that I'm making progress and it's going somewhere. Like the scale doesn't bother me as much as looking at pictures and comparing those type of things. Tip number 10, or outline number 10, is to make sure that you have an overall goal. So my overall goal, I wrote it down right here, is to lose 1% of my body fat. Like I said, I'm not worried about the scale as much as how I look, so I know the number might not change, but my body fat, I want to lose 1% at least, because I don't have a lot of weight to lose. I just want to build some muscle and lose some fat. So 1%, so over the next 6 weeks, I'm sure that's attainable. So maybe I might be around the same weight, but I definitely want to lose in my stomach and build my legs and my butt. So that is definitely my overall goal, and I'm going to do my video now and my pictures now, so that will be on the next clip. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you either follow me with the journey, join in with me with these 10 tips to get started. And thank you so much. Make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss any of this over the next 6 weeks, and I will see you guys in the next one.